Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned, as well as Trials of Osiris. So as always, I'll give you a brief rundown on those two things, as well as all the other farms, glitches, and cheeses that you can use heading into the weekend if you haven't had a chance to play very much this week. This will be the last Friday reset before the launch of Edge of Fate, and there was some amazing loot, a pretty eventful week overall, available through Rite of the Nine, so I'll cover that. We have the Lootapalooza, of course, going on at the moment, though it was a bit nerfed due to a glitch that I talked about earlier in the week, but we'll cover all of those things. If you enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. We just passed 90,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much. 70% of the people who watch my channel regularly are still not subscribed, though, which is absolutely amazing. So if you choose to support the channel, that is the easiest way to do so. And remember, subscribing is free. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to click the big red subscribe button. And while you're at it, why not hit the bell notification? Also free, so you know when I post a video. We currently on a schedule to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Seems like that's good days, and people have been happy with that. I've been able to keep everybody fairly updated on all the new stuff. As I said, XUR this week has some very unique items. We have an exotic quest exotic that has never been sold before. And remember that if you also enjoy this video, you like, comment, and subscribe, or leave a comment down below on any of the topics of discussion in today's video. That'll also give you another entry into the next giveaway. And when we reach 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we'll be giving away a new console or a video card if you play on PC. You can also stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comment section to be entered into the next giveaway a second time for this video. Remember, those stack between all videos, so if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and of course do it again. And if, of course, you choose to leave a donation on the channel or become a channel member, thank you all very, very much for that. We have a whole bunch of new channel members. I'm going to give shout outs to them at the end of the video. You'll also receive a firm request from myself, and hopefully we can get into some games together, maybe even get you into a Friday XUR video or a raid, or maybe get you some of these, the exotic class items, which you still need to do dual destiny for in order to get. Hopefully we're going to do a live stream for viewers to help them get dual destiny at some point, maybe before the Edge of Fate, but possibly after the Edge of Fate. But this week, we have 4 exotic catalysts. The Ace of Spades catalyst. I don't know when the last time this was sold by XUR, but it was not recently, so definitely pick it up if you don't have it. Firefly deals more damage, while Memento Mori is active, so that's a pretty sizable buff to what is already an amazing exotic, especially for PvP. We have the Lumina catalyst, so hand cannon catalysts all around. Gain 2 ramparts per final blow instead of 1. So just remember that anything I mispronounce in today's video, you can also leave in the comments section down below. Little hint to that one. But the Lumina catalyst is a very good one, and I think, though I haven't used Lumina in quite a while, I've actually heard it's pretty good in both PvP and PvE at the moment. We have the Shards of Galanor for the Hunters with a 63 roll. Not a really great roll overall. Get super energy for Blade Barrage hits and kills. I would say this is not currently something that I would necessarily spend my strange coins on unless I didn't have it, as this particular roll is not really suited for either the current meta or the Edge of Fate meta, where you're going to be looking for high mobility rolls at the current, I guess, how they were currently distributed as far as stats go, because mobility is going to be switched to weapons damage. I know I've talked about this before, but essentially this isn't good for really anything at the moment as far as stat distribution goes. Though resilience isn't bad, I don't think it's going to be the thing people want heading into the Edge of Fate. We have the Aeon Safe for the Titans with a 66 roll, high intellect, also sort of mid, if you ask me, at the moment, and heading into the Edge of Fate, but you can let me know if you pick up either one of these in the comment section down below. And then we have the Karenstein Armlets, one of my favorite exotics with a 67 roll, high strength, which could be okay. I'm trying to remember what strength is being reallocated into, but not a terrible stat distribution. Normally I would say forget it, but because things are being changed and this has a pretty high stat buff in strength, it might be good. I do like these exotics overall. This is a really good one to have. So just keep it in mind. I don't know if it's going to be meta in Edge of Fate, but certainly probably the best overall this weekend. Then, of course, we have the exotic class items for sale. Remember that you still need to do Dual Destiny in order to unlock them so that you can buy them from XUR. We have our reset ranks for an exotic cipher. We also have the exotic cipher quest over on the other page. For the more strange offers, we have Nightfall ciphers, which I don't know how good they're going to be heading into the Edge of Fate, but maybe worth picking one up for 79 strange coins. This is a lot. Very high price for an exotic cipher, if you ask me. We have Ascendant Shards, 41 strange coins for 1 Ascendant Shard. 5 enhancement cores for 7 strange coins, not a bad deal there. 13 enhancement cores for 17 strange coins. 20,000 glimmer for 5 strange coins, and 33,000 glimmer for 7 strange coins. Remember to pick up your Favor of the 9 buff if you're planning on farming strange coins from any location. But remember, if you have this stacked over the course of 3 weekends, as it can stack over 3 weeks, if you buy it, you can do even the easiest activities like a strike selected from the Cosmodrome, most notably the Devil's Lair, and you'll be able to get 7 strange coins every 3 to 5 minutes. And then over on our strange gear offers page, we have this weekend the Slayer's Fang, which if you have not done the exotic quest for this particular shotgun, definitely go and pick this up. I actually think this is going to be really good heading into the Edge of Fate, especially because shotguns are going to be in the champion meta, and I think this is just going to be one of the best ones, especially for hunters, as defeating targets grants true sight, ammo, conservation, and weakening. So, Heart Piercer. I can't remember what the Heart Piercer. Rounds from this weapon shatter into submissions on impact, strong against overload champions. So interesting, because I think this might actually do damage to, I can't remember what the champion meta is going to be for shotguns. It might be overload, but in any case, this is going to be very, very good heading into next season. Remember, I don't believe the buffs will stack, but if they are for different things, they will actually affect both kinds of champions. But I think it is overload, so unfortunately we might lose the overload champion buff for this weapon in response to it being part of the artifact champion meta, but you might not even need to use that then. You could just use this instead. But overall, amazing to have it in the XUR cache. So if you haven't completed this exotic quest yet, definitely pick this one up. There was an issue with this. There was a bit of a glitch when it first came out, so people might have been saying, or you might have heard, that it wasn't that good. It's simply because the ricochet of the ammo actually would sometimes come back and hit you and do damage to you. So if you were having that issue, it was patched. So now you can't do self-damage just from a ricochet with this exotic anymore. We also have the Darcy, which is a unique exotic. Snipers are also going to be in the champion meta heading into the Edge of Fate. This is an interesting one because it allows you to see boss damage without actually engaging in a fight with a boss. So if you're just trying to see what hit points are, you can actually just scope in with this weapon and it'll tell you how many hit points generally the boss has. Sort of a unique exotic in that regard. We have the Risk Runner, which also I think will be pretty good in the Edge of Fate. Know that Bungie is probably giving us exotics that they feel are going to be more meta heading into the Edge of Fate. So I believe Submachine guns are also going to be very good. I don't know if they're in the Champions meta, but there's going to be a rapid fire mod in the Champion meta in the new artifact, which essentially will stun champions just by sustained damage from either auto rifles or submachine guns. So I think this is going to be a great one as well. We have the Jade Rabbit, which is always good for PvP. If you're looking for those headshots, it is still very good. And then we have a Hawkmoon with Surplus and Smooth Grip. So increases handling, reload speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. I think this is actually not a bad perk on this particular exotic. And remember, Hawkmoon is very good at the moment. I think it will be in the Edge of Fate, especially if you have the catalyst for it. So might be worth picking up. For legendary weapons this week, we have a Nature of the Beast with Under Pressure, Demolitionist. We have a Different Times with Outlaw, Collective Action, and Unsatiated Hunger. This one can be crafted. Remember, crafted weapons are still going to be worth about a tier 3 in the Edge of Fate, so might be worth picking this one up. Pulse rifles are also going to be really, really good in the Edge of Fate, and as well as Strand is going to be really, really good in the Edge of Fate. So if you just want a good weapon out of the box, this Strand Pulse Rifle will do you pretty well. Outlaw is a good perk, but if you want to craft it, it'll also be probably a very good one for the Edge of Fate. We have the Deafening Whisper with Lead from Gold Autoloading Holster. I haven't used a Waveframe grenade launcher in a while, as they were kind of replaced by that new kind of grenade launcher that sort of is basically the Wither Horde, but legendary versions. I can't remember what that archetype is called, but Deafening Whisper used to be really good. This one with Lead from Gold and autoloading is bad, but might want to skip on it. We have a Tarnished Mantle with Shoot to Loot, Eye of the Storm, Right Hook. This one can also be crafted and will also be good in the Edge of Fate, as Scout Rifles will also be in the Champion meta. We have the Code Dulo with Surplus and Frenzy. We have the Semotician with Shot Swap, Frenzy, and Head Rush. Also can be crafted. Might also be very good in the Edge of Fate. And then we have, for the Warlocks, the Eternity's Edge with Infinite Guard, Relentless Strike, and Flash Counter. Remember that the swords that are unique to the particular classes, so the Quick Fang for the Hunters and the Crown Splitter for the Titans, can now be equipped to any class, but you still need to purchase them from XUR on the original classes. So if you want the Eternity's Edge on your Titan, for example, you'd still need to log in on your Warlock, purchase it, and then you can transfer it now to your Titan. And this one is actually really, really good on Titans. It's not meant to be used by Titans, which is why it's very, very good. So might be worth picking up. Not totally sure what the Crown Splitter and Quick Fang rolls were, but as far as legendary swords go, I would say for a Titan, this is definitely top tier. Legendary armor this week is glitched once again. We have the really, really low stat rolls. This armor set has not been updated. Kind of unfortunate that the last week of XUR for legendary armor is tainted by this, as I was hoping that they would at least give out some really high spike legendary armor for those new and solo players out there, but instead we got the glitched non-updated armor. So you can probably forget about that this week unless you're looking for any of the ornaments or any to turn these into cosmetic ornaments at the loom. And that is going to be it for XUR today. Hopefully found something there helpful. Remember to pick up the Quick Fang. We got Divine Lord Sinister hanging out with us in the tower today. Remember to leave his name as a hashtag down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. I'm sure he's going to run up to Banshee44. We also have Vic Baja hanging out with us in the tower today. You can also leave a hashtag Vic Baja down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. We're now going to make our way up to Banshee44, check out his loot, see if there's anything good on the refresh, and then we'll cover all the other great stuff that was going on this week as far as farms and glitches, whatnot. As I said, there was some pretty big ones. Sinister waiting here for us again. Also, just want to make a point that I am wearing my new wizard armor, witch armor, however you'd like to call it, and I think it looks absolutely amazing, especially with this shader on. Let me know down below. Were you able to pick up this armor set, and if you did, how are you liking it? And also if you think this looks pretty cool, I'll always give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video as well. Banshee44, what do you got for us today? We have the Sonori FR5. I know I said it incorrectly once again. Snorri. It's a weird name. I don't think it's a real word. Let me know. Is that a real word? Come on. I mean, Bungie just makes up stuff sometimes. But this one with Heating Up Wellspring and the Amalon Fluid Dynamics. We have the Nezarac's Whisper with Impulse Amplifier Turnabout. Extrovert can be crafted. Let's see if we have... No Tempered Trust half. On this one, we have a Threaded Needle with Field Prep Frenzy. Shouted Cipher with Tunnel Vision Unrelenting. Bad Omens with Field Prep Genesis, and then we have the Hollow Denial with Rangefinder, Killing Tally, and Extrovert. Also can be crafted. Nothing great at Banshee44 at the moment. Over at Commander Zavala this week, for the very last time before the Edge of Fate launches. I'm sure everybody has been trying to farm this out. I kid. I don't think anybody really wants this at the moment. Probably have a great roll on it already, but we have the Wild Style available from the Nightfall and the Adept version from the GM Nightfall, respectively. Last time that's going to be available, so farm it out if you are missing it and want it. There was some decent rolls on it, but I think people are using other stuff in the meta at the moment. And then over at Tess Everest, if you haven't had a chance to take a look this week, remember you can get your free Bright Dust. We have some interesting shaders. We have exotic class item ornaments for sale for the very first time. We have a different one for each class. Over on our seasonal artifact page, remember this is the armor set that I just bought, but it was available for 6,000 Bright Dust. If you've been saving up your free Bright Dust, you might just have enough to buy the, I guess it was an alternate armor set from Festival of the Lost. It's not called Eerie on all three classes, but essentially the Wizard or Witch armor set, so maybe pick that up. It's also available for 1,500 silver, but like I said, you can buy it for 6,000 Bright Dust. It's rare when Bungie does that option. I think it's something they should do a lot more. I actually think we should be able to save up Bright Dust in order to buy full expansions in this game, if you ask me. We also have the Flower Game Stamp weapon ornament for the Finality's Auger. Pretty cool looking one. Congrats to my buddy Baked Goodies. She was finally able to get her Finality's Auger last night. I was glad to help her out. I still have not gotten that exotic, but big congrats to her and a big shout out to her. You can leave a hashtag Baked Goodies down in the comment section below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And of course, we have any of these other cosmetics if you're looking for them. Lots of cosmetics to buy this week, especially over at the Emissary. We're going to make our way down to Saint 14. Currently unaware of what the Trials map is for the week, but I will leave it in the comments down below, probably in the pinned comment, as soon as I find out. But as I said, this is going to be the last week of Trials for at least a month, I believe. I don't know if it's returning... I think it's supposed to return before Ash and Iron, because we're going to be getting a new Iron Banner when that returns, and I don't think they want them to conflict. But also remember that if you do not own any of the DLCs, they are all free right now to play until July 22nd. So I actually am somebody who plays on a console. I never play on my PC, though I do record my Xur videos on PC. And as you can see right now, you need to own the current DLC in order to play Trials of Osiris. Is going to be the same heading into the final shape, but you can actually play Trials of Osiris even if you don't own the current DLC. And any DLC that you don't own, you can play now, and you can earn the weapons, exotics from those DLCs, and you will be able to keep them. The only things you won't be able to keep are certain subclass elements, so I don't think you'll be able to keep Strand or Prismatic, but you can keep Stasis. So if you don't have any of those, now is the time to log into the game. Get those exotics that you're missing. You can even buy the exotics from the seasonal pass. You'll get the full seasonal pass, and you'll be able to keep them. Now's the time to do it until July 22nd. Whole bunch of free DLC until then. This week we have the Ashia's, I said that incorrectly, Ashura's Care Adept available. Probably still said it incorrectly. But we also have that with the Inquisitor Adept. This is actually a very good pulse rifle for PvE. I think it'll probably be pretty good for PvP, but definitely will be good for PvE heading into the Edge of Fate. Ashia's Care. I always say these things incorrectly. Par for the course with me, but you can let me know, of course, down below. But I think everybody should really hop on and just take advantage of the free DLCs. So, as I said before, I want to really hone it in that every single DLC, regardless if you own it normally, is now free. And when you earn the rewards from those DLCs, you'll be able to keep them, except for the Strand and Prismatic subclasses, unfortunately. Now going to make my way over to the Emissary, because there was some very interesting stuff going on there this week. If you didn't know, you can buy non-airy engrams for the non-airy manifolds to get free cosmetics. There is a curated list that they show at the Emissary when you right-click on the non-airy engrams. Fortunately, that is not all that's included in the things that you can get. In fact, the more of that list that you own, the higher the chance you'll get other cosmetics that are not on that list. And even if you don't own anything on that list, there's still a chance that you might get a different cosmetic that is not listed. And you can buy 20 with the non-airy manifolds. And Bungie, for Ludapalooza, which is part of that free DLC and these free cosmetics that they're making available, as well as that loot that they're making available at XUR, was also giving us a free non-airy engram every single day. You just had to log in and go and pick it up. So that was included, plus the 27 that you could buy. So you were going to be getting 7 from the free ones every single day. And like I said, the 20 that you can buy. So that was going to be 27 free cosmetics. There was a glitch, however, that allowed you to get more than one every single day. This was done by 2 different methods. One was just picking up the free one. As you can see here, here's my free one. This is the curated list. But like I said, you can get stuff that is not on this list. But essentially, you would just pick up the free one, then log out of your account, maybe log out of the game, switch characters, come back in, and you can get another free one on all 3 classes. Sometimes it involved going, instead of to this Emissary, going to the one inside the tower, which is now available, where you can get those Adept weapons from the Emissary. So that was one way of getting one extra one every single day. However, people also realized that if you delete a character, you can actually log back in with the same character you picked it up with every single day. So say I'm on my Warlock, I could log in, get a free one, and then I could delete like my Hunter or Titan, recreate that character, log back in on my Warlock, and pick up another free one. And you could do that as many times as you want. So essentially unlimited free cosmetics. Because of that, this was patched, and I don't believe there's any way, unfortunately, to get another free one every single day. But maybe it could still work. The original method might still work. I know that the deleting the character thing has definitely been patched. I don't encourage anybody to delete a character because most people play on all 3 characters. But if you don't, if you only play on one character and you have a couple of extra ones lying around, it might be worth giving a try to see if it's still working. I don't think it is, though, because we're getting the free ones again. But if you were somebody who was able to take advantage of that in the short term that it was available, you'll be able to keep all those free cosmetics. So congrats to you. I'm going to just queue in all my non-airy manifolds right now for the video. See if I get anything good. Getting a lot of emotes. I am not looking for emotes. I am personally looking for these guys, the hollow clips or whatever they're called, things that give you those animations to your back and whatnot. I think those would be cool, but still haven't gotten any of those, unfortunately, yet. I think a lot of people are probably wanting the winged wolf sparrow. This is a really cool one, or skimmer, excuse me. And if you don't have a skimmer, they totally change the game for you. It makes it so much easier to get around in a lot of activities. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. Remember, it's also double loot and rewards this weekend from Rite of the 9. So if you haven't been farming out any of these things, we also have Daybreak active on all the difficulties, regardless. I think, yeah, even if you go to Ultimatum, is Daybreak Daybreak might not be active on Ultimatum, unfortunately. But it is, I believe, is it active? It is not. But it is active on Eternity. So you'll be getting your super back really, really fast. I actually think it's probably worth it more farming just Eternity at the moment, just because you can go through so quick. And there's certain encounters, like in Ghost of the Deep and in Prophecy, you can just farm out over and over again. You'll be getting tons of non-area manifolds in order to buy more cosmetics. You'll also be getting tons of loot. You can go and then just buy the Adept loot in the tower. But that is going to be it for all the information in today's video. Oh, one more thing, sorry, before I forget. Oldie but a goodie, available this week. We have the In the Deep mission available over on the moon. One of the last remaining XP, weapon XP farms that you can do absolutely passively or quote-unquote AFK. I don't really say that anymore because Bungie doesn't like you doing AFK farms. This does not require a macro of any kind. You can do it on a console, maybe using a rubber band to just keep your trigger on your controller pinned down. Might be as far as you need to go. But essentially, all you need to do is log into this mission, go take it to the very last part of the mission. It won't take you very long. It may take you 5 minutes. It's a very easy mission to run through. You'll scan a lectern or a totem that appears sort of in the middle of the room. Once you scan that lectern or totem, the room will go dark. And then you just got to find the nearest edge, jump off. That'll sort of reset to right after you've scanned the lectern. The only reason to do that is because it will basically encourage the encounter to increase the amount of thrall that are going to be spawning in that room. Thrall are really easy to take out, and you'll get infinite thrall in that room once you sort of reset it. You'll get a few acolytes that you can disperse really, really easily that will not respawn, but then all you have to do is just stay in the area near where the lectern spawns, and you'll be able to get infinite thrall. So you can farm out weapons XP or just normal XP. Might be something worth it heading into the Edge of Fate. Might be good to know. I don't know if this is still going to be around or if it'll still be viable, but might be good for a overall XP farm. So just keep it in mind. Also over on the moon, we had the Duality Dungeon as the featured dungeon this week. Over on the Dreaming City, we had the Shattered Throne as the other featured dungeon this week. For featured raids, or excuse me, featured exotic missions, we have the Node Override Avalon. And for raids over on Neptune, we had the Root of Nightmares. And on Europa, we had Deepstone Crypt, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do. And then over on SAVATHUN'S Throne World, I could actually finally play this on my PC if I wanted. We have our featured dungeon, the Sundered Doctrine, which has also been fixed, by the way, as well as the Europa featured dungeon, or not featured this week, but Vespers Host. So if you weren't able to get any of those exotics because they weren't dropping as often as they should, they have been fixed at the moment. And that will finally conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications if you haven't already, to be entered into the next giveaway for this video. Trying to make my way up to where Sinister is, but I keep hitting the emissary. Thanks so much for watching, as always. Before I round out today's video, I just want to give a brief shout out to a bunch of the people who have contributed to this channel as of late. Big shout out to my buddy Lord Sinister. Big shout out to my buddy DJ Oros. Big goodies, as you heard before, for just being a pal. We have C. John, Charlie Boy, Sark Kamar, Rage Forever, DJ Striker, DG Striker, excuse me. I always end up calling DG, DJ, but DG Striker. We have Justin St. John, Brickafus, Ronald Johnson, Artist. We have Jay Talley. We have Aaron Batts, J. Kim Upling, Chris Scott, Nomad VFWRG, Chip and Soda, Velvet Hammer, Richard Hartnett, and Most Unknown. Thank you all so much for all the contributions to the channel as of late. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Also, if you haven't already, you can leave a hashtag XUR or a hashtag The Edge of Fate or hashtag Renegades or hashtag Year of Prophecy in the comments section down below for another entry into the next, or a hashtag Archie or hashtag Ludapalooza for another entry into the next giveaway. And then I'll finally finish today's video. And of course, hopefully everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Just going to be chilling here with Sin.